Yeah, and then we just drag that up. And then a little extra to go above and beyond. What did we say we'd do? That's it. The only thing is, that one is our one, isn't it?
Oh, approve of Ian.
Yeah, except he's not Ian, he's Lee. We've got a nice trail here in the job to show that as all the processing, we've gone through it with a meticulous tooth comb and we've verified we're definitely going to use the same inks that we used 2 years ago on these bags.
Yep.
And we've got that documented. So we, from our team, we've done everything we possibly could do to make sure it goes successfully for the customer.
Yep.
The reason this one was on hold was because the delivery address wasn't correct, was it?
Yeah.
They hadn't provided it. So so just checking the internals, see if anything's changed. Yeah, well done, perfect. So we're letting the customer know, thank you for payment. Now we're cracking on and we're going to deliver it on this date.
Yep.
Yeah? It's Tuesday and we're in the car. Give us a wave, Shah. Trying to hide. So we had a fairly productive day yesterday, but we didn't capture much of it. But we went and we spent the day in the sales and marketing office, and I was sort of training but also testing a new potential role that we're looking at sort of within order processing. So the lovely Ella is moving, or has moved from production. She's gone up to sales, which is great, and it's a step forward in her progress and her career, if you like, which is brilliant. But she is going to be primarily focusing on our web team and all that sort of stuff when the e-com side of things kick off. But we were just trialling how that's going to work, and I wanted to really personally be involved in that and understand, you know, the mechanics of it, and almost building a process and a system with her on the fly. So we were creating it together. So I'm going to be trying to get a little bit more of that done, because it's not a one-day thing where you can just go in, do it, and then run away. It needs, you know, go away, think. Last night I was thinking of things, and then come back today and implement them, keep testing, measuring, you know, and looking at the results, and then using the data to decide, you know, what works and what doesn't. So we're going to continue with a bit of that today. We're heading in now. I've put together, I think on last week's episode I explained about some of our profitability worries and concerns, where the growth has been really great on the front end, but from a profitability point of view, it concerns me that our net margin is just falling month by month to an uncomfortable level. And this is a prime example, as I said on last week's episode, by having people that hold you to account on your numbers, and you're not waiting till your year end to see how you've done. The fact that we're looking at this monthly, I mean, quite frankly, I'm looking at it daily, but not so much the margins daily. But and you know, we're spotting it very early, which is brilliant, that we're seeing this trend over a couple of months that this has occurred. I do believe it will be like a hockey stick effect over a few months of investment, but this morning we're bringing together a bit of a task force. I've asked 10 people from across the business, different departments, different perspectives, production, sales, development, finance, to come together for a proper meeting early doors, and we're going to pose the question, what needs to change in our business now to get back and give our customers a better experience and bring our margin and profitability back up. So that's what we're doing. First, thank you so much everyone for volunteering to give up and get out of bed a bit extra early. Thingy, Anya, if you can keep prodding me for time, because I do have a tendency to ramble on. But I would not be leading us forward in the right direction if I didn't be open, honest and transparent that there is a looming cloud that we do need to not ignore. In my opinion, that's a quick win that we as a business should be able to get on top of, with the right people and with the right mindset. This group may evolve over time, and we may continue to do it even after the refunds have been solved. But right here, right now, that's the fire that we need to get extinguished. I'm getting very, very frustrated and wound up at the constant lack of taking ownership and accountability in this company. So I'm going to pass this round, one, if you can pass it round, and then we're just going to spend 2 minutes on this, because I think a lot of this, the people in this room need to mirror this. If you don't, please leave.
and we need to make sure that everybody else within the business is as well. It's effectively an analogy that I was taught a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure if Mitchell and Cody have seen this before, but this is basically the point of power. And in the last few days, when I've been trying to spend more time with people on, in production, in sales, I'm seeing way too much of what I've just called finger pointing. It's so easy for us to say, it's production, should have done this. It's sales, should have done this. Thanks, Tanya. It effectively is, the long and short of it is, when you point at someone and say this, that, the other, there's three fingers pointing back at you. I have a lot of work to do on this because it's very easy for me when I'm frustrated to say bloody sales, bloody production. But I know that anything that goes wrong in this company ultimately is on me, because I'm the nutter that keeps deciding to implement this and do that. So I have work to do, but my God, do a lot of the teams and departments I've been spending time with have a lot of work to do on it as well. So it really is simple about when you just think before you speak, and I want you to champion this within your teams as well, because there's way too much of this going on, and it's distracting us from, all we seem to care about is pointing the finger at whose fault something is, rather than going, shit, this is a situation, take all the blame out of it. What fundamentally at Totally Branded has caused this? Nobody that makes an error in this company is doing it because they think, might make $3,000 cock up today. They're doing it because the company systems or processes are incorrect, or they've been educated in the wrong way to think that what they're doing is correct. So we need to start shifting the culture. It's the only crack I'm seeing in the culture. One thing that is brilliant at the moment is our culture, but I have noticed that coming in, and it really, really needs to stop. And I need everyone in this room to take it from me and pass it on to their groups, friends, whatever, because I'm downright getting sick of it. I'm hearing it way too much. I'm seeing it on emails, I'm seeing it in meetings, and I'm sick to death of it. Effectively, it's above and below the line. So when you point at someone, you are basically you're blaming someone, it's excuses, it's denial. It's nothing to do with me, I couldn't have done anything different. It's them, they didn't do this, they didn't give me that. Effectively, if you just remember it as bed, blame, excuses, denial, so in other words, just stay at home in bed, don't bother coming in, because we don't want those people here, yeah? And obviously the high performers of the world and the people that genuinely go somewhere is the people that take full ownership, full accountability and full responsibility for everything that goes on. Even if it isn't their problem, they're the bigger person and they go one step further, and we worry about it after and we take the blame out of it. So it's a very quick thing, but I thought it would be a good opener to this because there's way too much of this going on below the line. And always people saying, I'm the victim, it's not me, it was them. No, we're all one team, and it stops today. Can we just spend 2 minutes reading this privately to ourselves in quiet and just giving ourselves, Annual put a timer on for 4 minutes, and we just, in silence, just read it, flip over, there's some on the back, and then we'll discuss this, and that will shape then the meeting, yeah? So thanks to Anya for doing the nice pretty bar chart for us. But I do think that will really help us, because no one can deny the black and white. The numbers are what leads us at the end of the day. And that was just a sample of June's data. Obviously, it would be interesting to go back further months and just see a bit more like a 3-month trend.
A lot of late orders that we're sending out, well, not sending out, are because the stock says one thing, we're going to print them, and then, but that comes up repeatedly, all the time. So that's one thing.
And that is funny that our highest refund reason was items late.
But we don't know
in the month of
that's
June, in or out. Yeah. So Anya's actually got some more data I didn't realise, that it breaks it down further as to who's actually caused it, supplier, us, etc. Is a new stock management system. But we can push that up the priority list.
It needs to be a priority now.
Got it. Anyone else got any sort of, to question 1 or 2, problems we're repeatedly solving, or?
Mine instantly, obviously, was just with the amount of new people that we've taken on, people's lack of education, understanding of all aspects of the business. I think a lot of people are answering questions confidently that they don't actually know the answer to, because they've not got, like, the knowledge to be able to answer it. And
so we're surmising.
Coming from there.
Yeah, because the training is very process-led, isn't it, rather than product-led.
Outdated systems and processes, which seem to be sometimes worse than no systems and processes.
As a company, we need to be better at internal communication and process training. When a process does change, we do a little session on it potentially.
Also, example, but if your embroidery operator was to, something happened to them today, or transfer operator or something, they wouldn't turn up for work, would it be emergency, we have to refund everything?
Yeah, so the biggest, my biggest priorities at the moment is, in light of the situation, we need to be constantly assessing risk and vulnerabilities. I'm the sort of person that sees no risk, and I'm trying to train myself to see risk, because that's the sort kind of level we're getting at. But I 100% agree that, and it isn't even just there. I mean, we had a conversation the other day about, for example, with Mickey's role, when Mickey has a week off, a day off, you know, the customer's experience is going to suffer, and it shouldn't be like that.
I think when you've got one embroidery operator, you've got a problem.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like I say, the embroidery was a big lesson learned, a very expensive one. However, all being well, fairly soon that will be back to 2 people. So that will be but we won't allow it to get like that again, and we definitely, it's a good kick up the backside to me to do a wider analysis of everywhere.
Reviewing each role, we've got lots of new people. A lot of the time, if we think that they can do what's right, or they've muddled through during their first month or so, we just sort of let them carry on. There's been 1 or 2 sales in the past who obviously were just left politely to their own devices and caused hell more problem. Within each department, I mean, I'm not fully confident in everything that I produce. Spot on. We don't have typical sort of reviews and such that.
Suppliers, Obviously, we've put Phil into this new role, which, when he's bed into it, I'm hoping he will be able to be in a position that he can take on supplier service level agreements. To your plate, Mickey, because I appreciate where we are at the moment, but I do think it would be good in some way, and if we could automate this, then that would be my preferred option. But I do think that, in light of the bar charts that we're reviewing with, you know, types of refunds, I do think we should have some sort of report each month of which suppliers, in-house being one of them, that are called.
Wrapping up Tuesday. Good day. A bit frustrating. I captured quite a few meetings today, which were actually quite interesting, and you know, different chats I was having with a couple of external people that we had in, and was chatting around sort of new projects and that sort of stuff, but then also some internal bits, and I just realised my camera's just not been playing ball most of the day, so quite frustrating, but good, not too bad. We've just got down to hotel. Tomorrow I'm at a conference learning. I'm a huge believer in constantly learning, constantly, you know, investing in being a sponge and understanding stuff, learning new things, and constantly being outside of your comfort zone and soaking things up. I think no matter where you get to, I really think there's always stuff you can learn. You know, the world is ever changing. New knowledge is coming out all the time. You should be constantly. I'm trying to do it every month. You know, daily I'm learning. I'm reading. I'm listening to podcasts, audiobooks, that sort of stuff. But you know, because I genuinely, you know, I'm 25 years old. Genuinely, I'm very open to my team, to everyone. I'm making this up as I go along. And you're only as good as you know, investing in knowledge, and knowledge is power, and knowledge is what's going to get us further and solve some of our biggest challenges. So I always try and invest in conferences, learning days, and get out of the environment and really do it and soak it all up. So I'm there tomorrow, I'm doing that. So I've just got down to a hotel, which is good, got settled in. It's about 9 p.m, really solid day. Again, very much sort of the last few days, really jumping in the business and analysing, working with different people, trying to sort of train and create these new roles, new departments to solve some of our biggest challenges. So really sort of getting into it, which is great. Had a good day, packed out meetings, lots of different things happening, exciting. And then tomorrow, my favourite days, because it's days when I'll come out of the conference feeling so buzzed. I'll be able to go back to the team. I'll have so many new ideas, concepts and things that we can implement. We can go back and it will make us be better than we was the day before. It's going to be a fairly late night. I've got a ton to do.
just emails, sign-offs, catch-ups and sort of messages I've got from different people in the team for sign-off on certain things. I'm going to try and get back to as many people as possible and get up tomorrow and have a full day of learning. So, it's Wednesday. It's about 7 o'clock and we're up. We've seconded this dressing table in the hotel room, which has become the desk, to try and crack on. Weirdly, and I'm not, and I think I said this in the last episode, I'm not really a late night worker. I used to do it a lot, and it doesn't work greatly for me. But last night, after I switched off the camera to you guys, I jumped on my laptop, and I just got in this weird rhythm where I was just getting loads of stuff done. I was working through, I had like 82 notifications on our sort of internal. We use Notion. If you haven't used it, check it out. It's a bloody game changer. It's like an internal note software. We use it to communicate. We have sort of team boards on there and that sort of stuff with projects. We use it a lot for projects. Anyway, I had loads of things where marketing, our new product manager, ops manager, people have tagged me in things sort of like on their project boards, like at Tay, thoughts on this, at Tay, approval on this, So I had like 80 odd of those, and I just found like I just churned through so many of them, and I got on this rhythm. Got to like midnight and I thought, Jesus, this is way past my bedtime. So crashed, but I got a lot done. So I woke up this morning, I'm a little bit tired, I'm feeling it a little bit, but got a coffee. And just cracking a few more bits out, looking at the diary for the next few days and what Anya's booked in for me and where I'm supposed to be and when. So it looks like I've got a very internal meeting heavy day tomorrow with different people and pushing bits and pieces forward. Then on Friday, I'm on the road. I'm going to visit one of our key accounts because I'm trying to make more of an effort to do that. I miss going out and seeing our customers, and I want to go out and say, listen, I've built this company, it's in a great place, but I know it's got so much more areas that we're weak and areas we need to be better. Can you tell me where we're dropping the ball, and be brutally honest with me, and where we're not 100% exceeding your expectations? And I feel like some of our key customers will tell me that one-to-one in a room. So I'm trying to make more of an effort to do that wherever I can, at least sort of once a month, maybe more. But yeah, something that was on my mind yesterday, I think I was listening to a podcast recently, and it was all around a chap called Mo Gawdat. They call him the happiness expert. If you haven't checked him out, you should. He's written a few books as well. And I do have a thing where those close to me do say to me very often, I'll tell you, you'll never be happy. Nothing's ever enough for you. And I, as I've got older, I'm tending to agree. I don't think that I'm pleased about that, but it just means I'm constantly chasing and nothing. I'm never satisfied. Like, we'll have a day, and I'm very conscious that on this video, although when we do it, I always want to portray reality. The reality in my life is that I have more days when I'm not satisfied and feel like it was a poor day, than days where I'm like, wow, we've made it. This is fantastic. Really going well. I'm really happy. That's just me. And I've watched loads of videos on YouTube of people documenting their journey, and they seem to have more amazing days than bad. And I don't believe it. I've got quite a few friends that I've met that are building businesses or have built very successful businesses, and when I spoke to them, I said, is it just me? Am I a bit strange? Apart from the sarcastic comments, the nuts and bolts of it was no, the genuine truth is there are more tough days than there are good. But the point, without me waffling, was that it's all, your happiness is in line with your expectations. So you think lower your expectations and you're going to be happier. And I'm no expert on it all, but long story short, because I have such high expectations of me personally, if I'd have rolled up this morning, I'm in the hotel, if I'd have got up at 9 o'clock, rolled down, gone for some breakfast, then started the conference and had a real chilled morning, I would be not impressed with myself because I hold myself to high standards. So, but but that might make me really tired, and it might make me take less in, but I can't help myself. That's just the way I am. And then with just in high standards, like I just expect, my expectations of people are just so high, and I can't help it. I've tried to, with the business. I mean, people always say to me, "Tay, no one's ever going to care like you care about it," and I'm just like, why? I can't help it. It's just my reality, and it's frustrating, and I probably frustrate some of my team members and that. But I just, because when I've worked for people before, for companies, I haven't had loads of jobs, but I've worked for a few businesses before I started this company, and I think back now, and I'm sure if I asked them, they might disagree, but I personally think whenever I worked for previous companies, I would treat that company like it was my own. I'd be in early doors. I'd really care about the customers. I'd want to go above and beyond. I'd say the word we, because I was part of that team. I was part of that organisation. I don't know, and I even had extremely high expectations of myself then. I wouldn't want to just doss around. I'd want to be doing more for my own personal growth and personal development, but also for my colleagues and my teams around me. And I think that I need to work on that, because I get frustrated sometimes with people when they fall below my expectations. But that's not to say it's right, because that's my expectations of them. Doesn't mean that that's, they've obviously got completely different expectations of themselves. So yeah, it's just this morning's thoughts that I thought I'd jump on and share. Cracking through, fire off a few emails, get a few bits done in the notebook, and plan a few bits out, and then crack on with a day of learning.
'Cause lately I've been thinking about your love and your needy baby. It's getting too much, but you're so sweet like candy, and I'm sour, so plan me. Thinking about your love.
Anya, sorry to be a pain. Would you mind just trying to call Cody and just on his mobile and just say, Taylor said, are you joining for this meeting or what? We're going to start without him, but it'd be good if he was here.
So.
Okay, God, this is very prepared. Yeah. I love it. Come on then, welcome to the meeting. Okay. Love it, Zoe, love it.
All right, so just to start with,
yeah.
I think this stock thing is going to be a 2-part mission, right?
I like a mission. And I think that's why we've been putting it off, isn't it? Me, Cody, all of it, because it's such a, annoying. It's like nobody can see. It's such a big beast. Yeah. It's like when a business gets to a certain size, like legally you have to be audited.
Like we've done it before.
Yeah.
Over 2 weeks.
But that is, and that's because it's such a mess.
That inventory actually available, not just in the containers, so people can say off the fly.
Yeah. Like Liam, names of products are different to what they are on Monday. I mean, that is a fair point. Imagine how long that would, and the chances of us picking the wrong pen and printing it are so easy.
So that goes into the sentences that we literally say, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this.
Yeah.
We have to do it before the next stage 2.
Yeah.
So stage 2, current MRQ to be changed after capacity is worked out.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Would you be happy to, by tomorrow, by the end of close of play tomorrow, would you be happy to have sent Anya a loom on how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit crazy, mate, but it's all good. I'm having a good day today, actually. Feel like we're making some ground with some things that have been dragging on for a while. So yeah, no, good. How you guys been? You got lots on? Yeah, sorry I haven't been that involved with it. I just obviously I trust Cody implicitly to be
looking after it and everything. So, and I think obviously if anyone knows what he needs most, it's Cody. But obviously it's not a small chunk of change. So I just wanted to have a proper chat about it and just have a little look. I don't know if, apologies if we haven't had intros, but I just asked Darren, who's our sort of internal developer and sort of lead automation legend. So I just thought he has a better brain than me on this sort of stuff. So I just thought it'd be good for him to, because he'll very much be thinking ahead and stuff. So thought it'd be good to ask Darren just to sort of listen in the wings, if you like. You came up with a couple of wireframe type things, didn't you, of the layout? Is it possible to just see them quickly, or obviously around the future proofing of it? So this is built in Microsoft Azure, is that right? Is that what powers it, or? Got it. No, that makes sense. It was just more around sort of stability and everything, you know, like that sort of stuff. I'm guessing from your point of view, Blazor is a pretty strong and sturdy candidate to and then it would be hosted on Azure, which obviously Microsoft, I mean, say no more. I'm thinking now from a customer service point of view, if I'm on the customer service desk and somebody calls me up and says, my order's supposed to be leaving today, is everything okay? I can look on this screen and go, oh yeah, look, packing. Oh yeah, it's been packed. Oh, yeah, all is good, we've packed it, it's just by the door waiting. Can we create user accounts, Lee, that potentially could view but couldn't tweak or edit any of these fields?
Just got back, freshened up, had a shower, ready to crack into an evening of work. But yeah, I just thought I'd jump on. I've had the best day I think I've had in a very, very long time. And the weird thing is, I don't know why. I just had a really positive day in a weird way. I mean, there's still been some stuff that's come across my desk, which is like, ugh, but just been one of them days when I just felt like I'm on a roll. And so I've treated myself. I don't drink in the week, and I try and be pretty good. But I think recently I've had so many rough days where I've come home thinking, why do I even bother? And so I'm making sure tonight, as I sit here and crack through everything tonight, I'm going to raise myself a glass, because today was a good day. It was just positive. So many people, just really impressed me. We just going above and beyond. People just doing great things, really nice things, really seriously moving stuff forward. I just felt like for the first time in a while, things are coming together. So it was a bloody good day. I've had some good meetings, captured a few of them, had a couple of potential new customer meeting, loads of internal stuff, pushing some bits forward with signing off some new large projects, looking at the way we're going to solve some big challenges. Yeah, I just really felt like a day of momentum. It was very good, and I just felt like, yeah, in general, a bloody good day. And I'm raising myself a glass tonight to a good day.
It's Saturday. It's about 6:15. Feeling good. Yesterday I was out on the road pretty much all day with Soph, one of our consultant team within the sales team, and we were spending the day. We travelled to see one of Soph's key customers that she looks after, and we just had a day with them where we were understanding where we can improve, what things are going well, sort of challenges that they're facing, what really matters to them in a key partner, and it was a really enjoyable day. And we had a good sort of 2.5 hours in the car, so we had a really good chance to chat, and really thoroughly enjoyed it actually. And I love getting out in front of the customers and just being able to speak to them and tell them our story and where we're trying to go and what we're all about, hearing what they want to do, and really what matters to them. And then there's loads of things we took away that we can go back, implement. I just love speaking to people and hearing that honest feedback about what they think of where we can be better.
what makes them smile about us at the moment and what makes them cry about us at the moment. And yeah, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very tiring. I got back last night and I was shattered. Just driving always just seems to really take it out of me. But yeah, so yeah, bright and early this morning. Exciting day today. And I'm bringing you along for it. So we, for a while now, I've been involved in another company that with a group of friends that's been formed, which is a property project, and it's going to be converting a 21-bedroom B&B on the coast into a block of 7 flats. It's a big project, but very, very exciting, and it's taken a while to get it all over the line, get everything sorted, and we're finally there with it. And whilst you know, myself and my colleagues, if you like, are also very busy running businesses and that sort of stuff, and we're not going to be, you know, doing the project ourselves just due to time constraints, and it would go on for years. We want to sort of have our little moment and get stuck in, and so the initial sort of phase 1 site clearance, if you like, the grounds and getting the site ready, we're tackling, and it's giving us a little bit of a feel. It's allowing us to get the site externally cleared so that tradespeople can come in and provide estimates and things to get cracking on the main works. So we are heading down there today. We're going to have a nice day down there. Mitch has volunteered to pitch in for his sins, so I'm going to be picking him up in a minute. We're going to be having a day down there, getting the site cleared and tidied up, and see what state we can get it into. So try and overlay a few shots in a second just to give you an idea, and I'll keep you updated with the progress of the Chroma turnaround project.
'Cause lately I've been thinking about your love and your needy baby, it's getting too much. But you're so sweet like candy, and I'm sour, so plan me. Thinking about your love, too much, too big, much, much, too much, too big, much, much. Too much, too big, much, much. Thinking about your love. Too big, much, much. Too big, much, much. Too big, much, much. Thinking about your love. Too big, much, much. Too big, much, much. Too big, much, much. Thinking about your love. Too much. Too much. Too big, much, much.